call Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Want to say double honors to the apostles and elders that rule well, labor in word and doctrine. Today's Shalom Yasharella. Today's lesson is going to, it's a short and brief one. Today's going to be called Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. Is towards the west. Are you praying in the right direction? I just got this information today. I've seen this across the scripture when I first started coming into the truth, and I hit it again today while I was preparing to study, and I said I have to share this with the brethren and sisters. We're just gonna go to 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 48, real quick to see about what direction we're supposed to pray. And so returned unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray unto thee toward their land, which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name. Now we know through our holy scriptures, our house is Israel, Yasharella, which is Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. And all my life, I always thought it was towards the east. But let's just go on real quick to one more scripture before we hit the money. Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did aforetime. Now, prophet Daniel said his window was open towards the east. Well, no, towards Salakia, towards Jerusalem. And it never said which direction Jerusalem was in. So that brings us to the money right now. Let's get to it. Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 14. Salakia chapter 8, verse 15 through 16. Then said he unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men at their backs towards the temple of the Lord, and their faces towards the east, and they worshiped the sun towards the east. Now this was just described as an abomination. Their back was towards the temple of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and the face was towards the east, which means Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, Yasharallah, Israel is towards the west, as it clearly just states. I'm gonna read this one more again because it took me as a shocker. I'm like, I remember seeing this before, and it didn't click. This is an abomination to the I've been praying with my back towards the temple of Yahweh Bashem and been worshiping the sun, as it just clearly stated. Now I'm gonna read this one more again. Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 15, verse through 16. Then said he unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, about 25 men, and their backs towards the temple of the Lord, and their faces towards the east, and they worship the sun toward the east. We're not supposed to pray towards the east. Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, is towards the west. And it just makes me think about this one scripture I had to bring up. Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as a iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. They've switched up the direction in which we were supposed to pray in hopes of disconnecting us from our power, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. These heathens knew we prayed towards our temple. So through our captivity, they disconnected us and threw off our sense of direction and said, oh, east is west and west is east. They switched up our directions. Go check it out for yourselves. Alert your brethren and sisters immediately. I'm just so thrilled to come across this and be able to share it with y'all. And man, Shalom Yasharella, call Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Hopefully it was edifying. Till the next time, Yahweh Shai Mashiach willing.